Hey everyone, and welcome to the results video of multiplayer round 57. Now, as you can see, this map is a bit of a mess and very dense, and that's because all the players in this round got a 3x3 plot. That's not a lot of land, so it was really nice to see what all these players came up with in this round. Anyway, yeah, we had 23 players who joined the round. I will go through all these entries. I will start with the one that scored the lowest, and I'll finish by announcing who is the winner of this round. Alright, it's going to be pretty difficult to find some of these plots. I'll just use the cutaway view for all of these entries, just so I can show them properly. Anyway, in last place we have this entry from 73. He made these dodgem track pieces here. With some kind of track here in the middle, not sure what this is. And some ice cubes on top, pipes, fire and tornadoes. Okay, I don't know. Alright, then in the corner we have the plot from Chuggers. Yeah, it's kind of a mess, but I think it's actually quite a pleasant mess. I believe he wanted to use one of every scenery object in his plot. But he actually never finished his plot. Not sure if he didn't have time or maybe he forgot. But anyway, I actually think it looks pretty cool. Alright, then we have this plot made by Albert. Let me see if I can select it properly. There we go. Now this plot doesn't really look like much. It just looks like a random mess of blocks. But what's actually cool is if we look from this angle and we disable the cutaway view, you can see it actually works together with someone else's plot, the plot from Low Poly Surf. I think that's pretty cool. I don't think I've ever seen two people team up like this in the multiplayer round. So yeah, I think that's pretty nice. But yeah, on its own, this plot doesn't really look like much, so that's why it scored pretty low. Alright, then we have the plot from the Cloud QC. Now you can see a lot going on here. You can see a motion simulator at the bottom. Bit of a tower here with a monorail traveling inside it. Not really sure what that represents. These rides all have really weird names. Sassy Sim, called to number 45, one with chess. No idea. But yeah, I do think this roof structure actually looks pretty cool. We can also see a rocket flying about here. But yeah, favorite part of the plot is definitely this roof structure. Alright, then we have the plot from Savvy Adam, which is over here. Well, Savvy Adam is Savvy Adam, so he built a lighthouse. He really likes building lighthouses for some reason. So yeah, this plot is no different. Alright, the next plot is from Dididi Rob. He made something really small. Oh, I selected too large of an area. Let me try that again. There we go. So yeah, it had something here on the sign. What does it say? Kazimir Malevich Memorial. I believe he's an artist. So yeah, pretty small plot. I quite like the way it looks. Looks very artistic. And my favorite part is actually the foliage on this plot. But yeah, there isn't really much to look at. But I think it is pretty nice actually. Okay, the next plot is from Orange Lord. He made this underground section. So you can see this glass, which is supposed to represent the water level. You can see some kelp over here, and you can also see some rides going around here. You can see this submarine. There's this manta ray boat, and there's this dolphin boat. Well, he should have probably named these rides rather than having it be called Dolphin Boats 1. And yeah, maybe some extra decoration would have been nice, and probably would have been nice if this land wasn't just a block that went straight up, but maybe a little bit of variation in the edges would have been nice, or maybe some ground texturing. All right, the next plot is from NFE. He built this tower over here. Now I just noticed he put these full tile objects here, which actually is not allowed. But yeah, it's too late now for me to do anything about it. But yeah, I think it's actually quite a nice tower. I like this wood texture. Not really sure what it is. Let me see. Okay, it's one of these Japanese walls. Oh, that wall actually looks pretty nice. It's actually a big stairway that leads up. And here in the middle we have NFV's Heaven Ride. I believe it's called Stairway to Heaven. So yeah, I don't really understand this plot or why this is here, but I think it looks pretty nice. Okay, the next plot is from Electric. And let me select it. Oh, again, I selected too much. Alright, we can see here is a little tornado. Electric actually wrote a story about the plot that there was a tornado here and there was actually a park built around it. So like a tourist attraction. So actually my favorite part of the plot is the horse and the car traveling around here. So yeah, it's some small rides surrounding this this tornado. I actually kind of like this tree that was put here on top of this what's it called? Oak Barrel River Rapids. Yeah, the Oak Barrel River Rapids vehicle. That actually works quite well as a planter. So yeah, I think it's a funny little plot. Alright, the next plot is from Marcel Vos. You probably know him from his Rollercoaster Tycoon YouTube channel, but he also decided to join in the fun in this round. So he actually made a Whack-A-Mole game. So yeah, you can see this table here, and yeah, you can see these freefall vehicles all jumping out one by one. You can also see he scored a score of 69, which is very nice. Well, yeah, I think it's a really funny idea to make something like this. Of course, I think it could have done with a little bit more decoration, but that's not something Marcel is known for. He's mostly known for his funny ideas, and I really like this plot. Alright, here's the plot made by Lurker. Now, I believe he didn't have much time, so he just made a tall building. Yeah, kind of in the style that he likes to build in. So it's quite an interesting shape for the building. It actually rests on 4 pillars. Has some gardens higher up. Yeah, some flowers, some of these trees and plants. No way for the guest to actually get up in the building. But yeah, he has a really bad internet connection, so he probably just slammed this together in the short time that he actually had a proper connection. Alright, the next plot is from Uno Reverser Coaster. Now, it's actually one of my favorite plots. He made a Falcon 9 rocket from SpaceX. This is, I think this looks incredible. Yeah, it's actually quite a simple construction. It's just 1/4 tile in width. But I think it's pretty recognizable as a Falcon 9 rocket. And I really like this launch tower that he made for it. I think, yeah, I think it looks incredible, and I really like what he did with the fire here. Alright, then there's a tie for tent place. Here we see the plot from Mulpje. So he made a really simple but detailed plot. Here you can see a little house with a big butterfly on top. You can see a horse here. I believe he put the horse in, what is it? Yeah, it's beginner's mode, which is one of the top spin ride modes. That's why it just bounces back and forth. And actually looks like the horse is drinking water. I think that's actually quite a fun detail. So not much to see on this plot, but yeah, I think everything that's here just looks really nice. A nice combination here of different scenery types, walls. So yeah, I think Mulpje did a really nice job here. Alright, and the other plot that also got tent place is the one from Fitwall. He made this modern art building. So it's quite a tall building, and you can see inside here, and you can see all these sculptures. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You can see a palm tree here, which I think acts as a plant. Yeah, I think Fitwall did a really nice job on this building. I also like the way he did the glass here. Maybe it would have been nice if there was a little bit more movement on some of the upper floors. Maybe have an entertainer walk in between, or maybe a ride going around, something like that. But yeah, overall, I think it's a pretty nice plot. Alright, the next plot is from Low Poly Surf. Now, you could already see the entry a bit in when I showed the one from Albert. So here you can see this building called Aperture Science. I believe that's the that's where the game Portal takes place. And then if we disable the cutaway view, you can see the rest of the plot here. Well, actually, it's the part that Albert made on his plot. So it's actually quite cool how Low Poly Surf actually also just built some... oh, let me make the cutaway view a bit higher. So yeah, Low Poly Surf just built this part that's floating above his part, with the trees on top and the plants hanging from it. It actually also looks pretty cool on itself, so without the plot from Albert in the background. But for sure it does add to it. But yeah, even if you just look at the plot from Low Poly Surf, I think on itself it's actually a really nice plot. Alright, somewhere behind here is the plot from Maricico. Let me try to find it. I believe it's this one. Here we go. So it's quite hard to find, but it's definitely there. You can see a little monument building. That's what it looks like. So just some pillars, gardens. In the middle there's this tower with signs on the sign and a really nice spire. So yeah, just lots of tiny details all crammed into this small plot. Yeah, I think it looks wonderful actually. Yeah, I quite like the gardens. Yeah, these Egyptian blocks also work really well as pillars. I think Risco did an amazing job here. Alright, next up is another plot that's kind of hidden here in the middle. Let me select it. Here we go. So yeah, Bags created a hot air balloon. So you can actually see some guests here. They're sitting in one of these launched freefall cars. And above that he made this fire. And he made this balloon above it. Well yeah, it's pretty difficult actually to make a convincing round shape in this game. So yeah, I guess this is as good as you will get it. I quite like this hot air balloon that Bags made. That's some really nice details on it. But yeah, as I said, round shapes are pretty difficult, so it does look kind of blocky. But yeah, nice job. Alright, next up is this plot here in the middle of the round. Let me select it. So this plot was actually made by me. Now, I spent very little time on it, probably just 1 hour at most. I think it was even less. But yeah, I just made this chessboard tower. So I also wrote a story for it, so that the people who could vote would see. So it was kind of a story like how two peaceful countries suddenly were at odds with each other. And the story just progresses upwards like this. And basically they started a war. The war was very bloody and a lot of pieces died. And even the king's wives, the queens, they both died at some point. And then finally at some point, the battlefield crumbled below them. You can see parts of it breaking off as you progress to the top. Finally, the Black King here was beaten by the White Army. More of the battlefield crumbles, and in the end, only the king was left, as everybody abandoned him. And it kind of asked the question if the war was worth it at all. And then finally, in the end, it said, "Anyway, let's do a rematch." So yeah, kind of like chess, where every game you just enact kind of like a war. But yeah, the plot itself, it isn't that spectacular, I think. I mostly try to score points with an intricate story. I think in the end that worked quite well, because I think it's really nice that I got scored so high with this plot. Alright, the next entry is from Rhythm. Let me see if I can select it properly. I didn't select it properly. Well, it's good enough. So yeah, here we see this little tower. He called it DKMP flat. And yeah, it's just a very colorful tower. You can see all these different colors being used here. And it has several floors. And what's funny is that you can actually look inside this building. So you can see the interior of all these rooms. And he just used lots of detailing to make furniture in all these rooms. You can see what looks like a shower here. There's a jacuzzi. There's a bed here. This looks like a table. Yeah, there's just lots of architecture used to make interesting looking stuff here. What's also funny is that he actually he actually renamed some of these guests. Looks like he actually tried to find some guests with a certain color shirt, or maybe he actually put a t-shirt style here to give them all this color. So they have salmon pink shirts here, so it looks like they're not wearing shirts. So I guess that would work for a room where there's a jacuzzi. But yeah, I really like the details here in this plot, especially over here on this top floor. I think Rhythm made a really nice plot here. Alright, the next plot is from Lord Blackadder. He made this castle over here. And he actually made it look like some sort of optical illusion. So this tower over here in the middle, it actually looks like it's in front of these towers, but here it looks like it's behind these towers. There are still these paths which are connecting all of these elements here. So yeah, it's quite the brain teaser. It's pretty difficult to see where everything is actually connected. If we rotate it around, it looks completely different, but it may actually, it may actually show you how the optical illusion is done. But I don't blame you if you haven't figured it out. It is pretty confusing as you rotate around it. But yeah, I always like these optical illusions. The isometric view is really useful for making stuff like this. So yeah, I think it's just a really fun plot from Lord Blackadder. Really nicely done. Alright, the next plot is from Supra the Hedgehog. And I will just a cutaway view here. So here we have Supra the Hedgehog's plot. You can see a large tree here. Yeah, it actually consists of a coaster track. I think the tree, it looks really good. You can also see these ladders here. I love track architecture being used like that. Yeah, see more ladders over here, or what looks like netting. You can see some entertainers walking around here on the top floors. They're called Treehouse Guardians. Yeah, I think the tree itself looks really nice. I also really like the greenery here on top. Also the branches with more greenery. Just a nice selection of greenery used here. And these plateaus here are also done really nicely. And there's some nice details throughout, so it isn't symmetrical at all, which I really like. So yeah, maybe something which would have been nice is maybe a vehicle or two suspended here, or maybe a vehicle going around in some way, just to add a little bit more movement in this plot. But overall, yeah, I think Supra made a really nice tree, and I really like the way it looks. Okay, there's just 2 entries remaining. I will first show both of them, and after that I will reveal which one is the winner of the round. Right, here we have the plot made by Mulder. Let me try to select it. Oh, I failed. Let me try that again. It's quite difficult. Here we go. Oh, the wrong plot. I got it this time, I swear. There we go. So yeah, wonderful tower made by Mulder. It just has so many little details in it. A lot of different scenery objects have been used here, but also a lot of different track types. So log flume track here. Here we can see river rapids track. We can see signs being used. More other track pieces over here. In the top, there's probably a single rail coaster track. But yeah, I really love the spire of this tower. Also with the tornado inside in the top to add some movement. That's really cool. I think this is one of the few good uses for this tornado scenery objects. Now it is all symmetrical, I believe. But yeah, it does look really cool. You can also even see some chairlift supports being used over here. Yeah, there's just so many cool details in this tower. Yeah, probably if I watched this for 5 or 10 minutes more, I could probably find lots more cool details in here. So yeah, I think Mulder created an incredible tower here. It's just really cool to watch. Alright, and here is the final plot of the bunch. Let me do the selection correctly. There we go. So yeah, here we have the plot made by Raymond L. He made this tree. And what's funny about this tree is actually when you rotate the map, you can see this foliage actually has a different color. You can also see different weather patterns. So here we can see what looks like rain or actually snow. Oh, it's actually probably a rain, but yeah, you can see a tree here that actually has the snow colors. If we rotate again, you can see now. Yeah, this is actually the snow. So this looks like the. This is probably the spring. So you can see some pink bits here in the tree. Now it's completely green, so this must be summer, and this must then be autumn. So yeah, the way this is actually done is these are actually all diagonal track pieces. And if you copy and paste a diagonal track piece with the tile inspector. Well, normally a diagonal track piece consists of 4 separate pieces, which are only visible from one angle. So if you copy and paste a diagonal track piece, you only copy one angle, and whatever you place will then only be visible from one angle. So yeah, these little bits in the trees are all just diagonal track pieces, and that allows you to just place them however you like, from one angle, of course. Well, yeah, this is probably my favorite plot. Yeah, this is such a cool trick, and I think Raymond L used it wonderfully. Now, someone else actually placed these glass scenery items on Raymond L's block, most likely by accident. It's pretty can be pretty tough to build something on a plot like this, where everything is so crowded, and it's easy to misplace a piece. And now I have to select this tree again. So yeah, this is actually what the tree was supposed to look like, without those glass pieces. But yeah, I think Raymond L did a really nice job here. This is very creative, and yeah, this was probably my favorite plot. Anyway, it's now time to find out which one of these last 2 plots is actually the winner of the round. Is it this tower made by Mulder, or is it this 4-season tree made by Raymond L? Let's see if the voters have chosen the same favorite as I have. And the winner of multiplayer round 57 is... Deurklink with a perfect score of 10.0. Now, when I made this, I never expected it would... I'm just kidding. The winner is Raymond L. with a score of 9.00. Yeah, I'm happy my favorite plot actually won in this round. I think Raymond L did a really nice job with this tree. It's really creative. And it just goes to show you don't actually need a lot of space to create something cool. But yeah, a lot of cool things were built in this round. And yeah, looking at how many players actually joined this round, we're definitely going to do this again sometime in the future. Maybe with 4x4 plots, or maybe even 2x2. yeah, it's just really fun to see what people can come up with if you limit them so much in what they can do. What they say is yeah, limits breed creativity. Anyway, yeah, a new multiplayer round will start soon. If you want to join one of these rounds, you'll have to become a trusted member on my Discord, or a cool dude, as they're called now. Yeah, you can become one by joining my Discord server and then just being active for a while, and sooner or later you'll make it into the cool dude club. Anyway, yeah, big thanks to all my patrons who are supporting me. If you liked this video, if you liked all these entries, please consider giving this video a like. It would really help out my channel and it would make me really happy. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again in the next one. See you later.